Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the topic that is basics of pharmacokinetic and pharmacokinetic model. Before we have to go for the pharmacokinetics, here the image that is represent the process occur after the drug administration or the phases of drug action. So there are three phases are there: pharmaceutical phase, pharmacokinetic and pharmacodynamic phase are there. So the first phase, that is pharmaceutical phase, also the dosage form related, formulation related phase we can call. So what happen in that pharmaceutical phase? So after the single drug administration, the first step that is involves the disintegration of that dosage form. So disintegration means the breakdown of solid dosage form into the small fragment or small particles. After the disintegration, they go for the drug dissolutions. So in that, the disintegrated particles go for the dissolve or soluble into that dissolution media or GI fluids. So after that, the second phase, that is pharmacokinetic phase, means after the drug dissolves into that fluid, it go for the various process, kinetic process like ADME, absorption, distribution, metabolism and excretion process that covers into the pharmacokinetic phase. After that, the third phase, that is pharmacodynamic phase. So in that we have to get the therapeutical response or pharmacological effect or response when the drugs bind with the receptors and they give the pharmacological based response or toxic response. Here the one survey is there. So the reasons for the withdrawal of the drug or dosage form from the market. So in that, various parameters are there or various reasons are there for the reason for the withdrawal of the drug or dosage forms from the market. So in that, the major two parameters or reasons are there. The first one, that is pharmacokinetic properties or profiles that does not match, that not give the significant results. So that one of the reasons for the withdrawal of drug from the market. And second one, the efficacy of the drug not proven. Other than the animal toxicity, human toxicity, commercial problems are there, improve in that candidate parts, other cost. But the major parameter for the reasons for the withdrawal of the product from the market, that is pharmacokinetic profile and the efficacy. So from that we have to know that importance of the pharmacokinetic parameters or the pharmacokinetic studies. So the first one, what is pharmacokinetics? The definition. So pharmacokinetic is defined as the kinetics of drug, that is absorption, distribution, metabolism and excretions, and their relationship with the pharmacological, therapeutic or toxicological response in the man and animal. So it is the process of drug after administration of drug into that body, the movement of the drug into the body. So the pharmacokinetic parameters, the process, that is ADME. So the absorption is defined as a process where the movement or transfer of drug from the site of administration to systemic circulation, or transfer of drug from the site of administration to the blood plasma or into the body parts. Distribution, so it is a reversible process, transfer of drug from the blood to the tissue of the body, like extracellular fluid, intracellular fluid, means the movement of drug from blood to the tissue or organ part. Metabolism, so it is conversion of active drug into inactive drugs, water insoluble into water soluble drugs, like that. So it is a reversible transformation of parent compound into their daughter metabolites. So it is also called as biotransformation. And the last one, that is excretion. So the eliminations or the removal of drug or substance from the body. For the pharmacokinetic study, there are two aspects are there, theoretical and the experimental aspects. So in theoretical aspects involves the development of pharmacokinetic model, so that used for the prediction of drug dispositions or drug movements into the body after the administration. So statistical methods are applied to interpret the data and assess the various parameters. In experimental aspects, that involves the development of biological sampling techniques. So for the find out the kinetic parameters, absorption, distribution, we have to require the blood samples. So at that time we have to require the development of biological sampling technique, and after that collecting the sample of bloods, we have to analyze that sample to measure the absorption process, measure the quantity of drug. So that time we have to require the analytical method. So that development of analytical method for the measurement of drug or of their metabolites, the concentration in that biological samples, for collection of data and their evaluation process. So these are the two aspects that for the pharmacokinetic study. So the next, in the pharmacokinetic parts, the plasma drug concentration time profile. So that is the direct relationship exists between the concentration of drug at the biphase, the site of action, and the concentration of drug in plasma. So the two categories of the parameters can be evaluated from the plasma concentration time profiles, that is pharmacokinetic parameters and pharmacodynamic parameters. So from that, the plasma concentration time curve, that we have to plot the plasma concentration on y-axis and the time on the x-axis. We have to plot the graph. So from that curve or graph, we have to obtain after the single oral dose of the drugs that shows the various pharmacokinetic and pharmacodynamic parameters, or we can find out or determine that kinetic and dynamic parameters. So that such type of that plot or graph we have to obtain by the measuring or collecting the concentration of drug from the plasma at various intervals with the time after the administration of single dosage form. Then we have to go for the plotting the graph plasma drug concentration versus time, and we have to find out all the kinetic and dynamic parameters. So which are the kinetic, pharmacokinetic and pharmacodynamic parameters are there? So the pharmacokinetic parameters, that is the Cmax, the maximum plasma drug or peak plasma drug concentration, Tmax, time of that peak concentration, and the AUC, area under the curve, that is covered into the pharmacokinetic parameter. And pharmacodynamic parameters, in that minimum effective concentration, maximum safe concentrations, onset of action, onset of time, duration of action, the intensity of action, therapeutic range and therapeutic index. We have to see one by one that pharmacokinetic parameters. The first one, peak plasma concentration or the Cmax. So these are the important pharmacokinetic parameters. In that, the Cmax, the maximum concentration of drug in the plasma. So that point we can call as a Cmax. The unit is microgram per ml, milligram per ml, like that we have to use it. So Cmax is represent or related the intensity of that pharmacological response. So it should be above the minimum effective concentration, but less than maximum safe effective concentration it may be. And from that peak level, it depend on that administered the dose, the rate of absorption and the rate of elimination process. Second parameter, that is Tmax, the time for the peak of concentrations. So there is a time of the drug that reach to the Cmax or the peak concentration in plasma. So that is called as a Tmax. Unit for that it represents by the hours, and that is used for estimating the onset of action and the rate of absorption process. It is assessing with the efficacy of single dose study to find out the or treat some acute conditions for that. Third one, that is important pharmacokinetic parameter, that is area under the curve, the AUC. So it represents the total integrated area under the plasma level time profile. So it is total amount of drug that reach to the systemic circulation, total rate and action, that the total amount of drug that comes into the systemic circulation after its administration, that is called as area under the curve. It represents the extent of absorptions or it is used for the evaluating the viability of the drug. Next, the pharmacodynamic parameters, in that the minimum effective concentrations and maximum safe effect. Two parameters are there. So minimum effective concentrations of the drug is the plasma receptor site required to produce the therapeutic effect. So below that, it is called as a subtherapeutic level. So we have to get the response, or we have to start the pharmacological response. We have to reach to the minimum effective concentration. Above that, the pharmacological response, we are getting or starting the pharmacological actions. So that is that these are concentrations for the pharmacological response. Maximum safe concentration or maximum effective concentration. So it is the concentration in plasma or in the blood above which the adverse or unwanted effects are precipitated. We have to show the unwanted or toxic effect. So that is called toxic level. So above that, we are getting the blood concentration of the drug into that systemic circulation. So we are getting the unwanted or the adverse effect like that toxic response we have to find out. Onset of time. So time required to start or producing the pharmacological or therapeutic response. So that we have to achieve when we have to reach to the minimum effective concentration. So that is the point. It is called as onset of time, and that times the response getting start. So that is onset of action, the beginning of pharmacological response, when we have to exceed or reach to the minimum effective concentration. Duration of action. So time period of which the plasma concentration of drug remain above the minimum effective concentration. So that is called as the duration of action. Intensity of action. So minimum pharmacological response that produced by the peak plasma concentration of drug. So that is the intensity of action. And the therapeutic range. So it is the drug concentration between minimum effective concentration and the minimum or maximum safe concentrations, or maximum effective concentration we can call. Other the basic or general informations that we have to see for the pharmacokinetic parts. The terminology is there, the rate. So pharmacokinetic is the mathematical analysis of the process, the ADME. So that time the drug molecules go for the movement from the site of administration to systemic relation through the various barrier. So their conversions, their process can be expressed by mathematically. So that time we have to use the terminologies. The rate. So rate means the velocity with which the reactions occurs, or reaction or process is occurs, or the velocity with which a reactant undergoes any chemical changes. So the rate of reactions can be measured by the measuring the change in the concentration of the reactant or the products in a particular period of time. So then we have to apply the differential equations. So dC by dt. So the time with the change in the concentration of that drug. So that is the dC by dt. Next terminology is there, the order of reaction. So the manner in which the concentration of drug that influence the rate of reaction or the rate of process is called as order of reaction. So that is represented by dC by dt is equal to minus k c the n number. So the k is represent the rate constant and n is the order of reaction. So negative sign maybe indicate with the time in the process the concentration go for the decreasing, process go the downfall like that. So the order of reactions in that terminologies are there, the zero order reaction, first order reactions, mixed order reactions are there. We have to see one by one. The first order kinetic process or for the first order reactions. So the equation is there, dC by dt is equal to minus k into c. So the first order kinetic, it means it is dependent on the one reactant. So the rate of first order reaction is directly proportional to the concentration of drug that undergoing the reaction. So greater increase the concentration, increase the rate of reactions like that. So the first order half-life equations are there. So T1 is equal to 0.693 upon K. So that is a half-life equation for the first order kinetic. So that it depends on the concentration of any reactant and it follow the linear kinetics. Zero order kinetics. So it is independent on any reactant. In first order, that is dependent on any one reactant. So here zero order process is defined as whose rate is independent on the concentration of drug that go for the undergoing the reaction. So here if we increasing the concentration of drug, that cannot change in the rate of reaction. So it is independent. So dC by dt is equal to K0. So it is a rate constant. For the half-life of zero order kinetics, T1 is equal to A0 by 2K. The third one, that is mixed order kinetic. So it is also a non-linear kinetics we can call. So the mixture of both the first order and zero order kinetics. So they said it called as a mixed order kinetics. That is also called as a dose dependent kinetics or non-linear kinetics. Next topic, that is pharmacokinetic model. So that is used for the find out the pharmacokinetic process like ADME. So that times we have to use that pharmacokinetic model. So the drug movement within the body is a complex process. After the administration of drug, what happen in the body, how the drug go for the absorption, metabolism, distribution and excretions. So therefore, to develop a generalized and a simple approach to describe that process, analyze and interpret the data obtaining during the in vivo drug disposition studies. So the models are used to describe the change in the drug concentration in the body with the time. So that times we have to use that model terminology. So it's a hypothesis that employ the mathematical terms to consist to describe the quantitative relationship of drug throughout the body and compute meaningfully the pharmacokinetic parameter. So terminology with that we have to use the model. So that may be open or closed, two terminologies that you use for the model, the open model and the closed model. So open, it means the administering the drug dose is removed from the body. It means whatever we have to administer, that is go for the elimination. So the rate in, rate out like that. So that the drug enter into the body, that go for the elimination or removed by the body. They are not staying in the body. Close means that the drug or any materials enter into the body, that not go for the elimination or remove from the body. So that is closed. So generally the open model we have to prefer or we have to use for the pharmacokinetic part. Why we have to apply the model, the data? So it is the three parameters are there. It is descriptive, predictive and explanatory part. So it describe the drug kinetics in a simple way. That's why we have to use that model. We have to go for the predict the time course of the drug after the multiple dosing base or the single dose data. On the basis of single dose data, we have to predict the absorption profile or the kinetic profile of the drug after the IV data, and it explain the unclear observation. The complex process we have to simplify it and we can easily describe or explain by the use of model. So the applications why we have to use the pharmacokinetic models. So these are the applications are there for the pharmacokinetic model. So that it characterizing the behavior of drug in the patient. So that explain the characterize the behavior of drug into the body part. We can predict the concentration of drug in various body fluids with any dosage regimens. We can change the dose size, dose frequency. We can predict the concentration of drug at various body fluids. They predict the multiple dose concentration, the curve from the single dose experiment. From the single dose study, we can predict the multiple dose concentration curve. calculating the optimum dosage regimen for the individual patients. For the individual patients, we can calculate the individual specific dose, specific size, or optimum size and optimum dose for the drug for the particular patient. We can evaluate the risk of toxicity. Go for the toxicity studies with certain dosage regimens, correlating the plasma drug concentration with the pharmacological response. In vitro in vivo correlation like that. From the animal studies and human study, we can correlate. Here we can correlate the plasma drug concentrations that we have to get from in vitro studies, that we have to correlate with in vivo pharmacological response. Evaluating the bioequivalence between the different formulation of the same drug. So in the bioequivalence studies, we have to find out the pharmacokinetic parameters like AUC, Cmax, Tmax, estimating the possibility of drug and their metabolite accumulate in the body, determining the influence of the alter the physiological conditions, pathophysiological condition, disease states on the pharmacokinetic parameter in the ADME. So that with the disease, what are the changes that occurs in the ADME or pharmacokinetic profile, explaining the drug interaction. So drug interaction, drug food interactions are there, how they can affect into the pharmacokinetic profile or the ADME parts. So they are the applications for the pharmacokinetic model. There are the two major approach that is used in the quantitative studies of various kinetic process of the drug disposition. So two major approach are the model dependent approach and model independent. So the non-compartmental analysis, where we have to not apply that model type of terminology. So in that model approach, pharmacokinetic model further classify into three types: compartment model, physiological model, and non-compartment model. We have to see one by one. In that first, the compartment model. So further they have to classify the mammillary and catenary model. So the compartment model. So that model, that is, we can already previously see that used to describe the change in the drug concentration in the body with the time, or it is a hypothesis that employs the mathematical terms to describe the quantitative relationship. So pharmacokinetic model, that concise means of expressing the mathematical or quantitatively the time course of drug throughout the body. So here the compartment is a group of tissue. We can assume that the compartment, it is a group of tissue organ like that with similar blood flow and the drug affinity. So compartment is not a realistic the organ's real physiological anatomic region, but it is a virtual one that we have to predict. So compartment is a traditional and most widely used approach for the characterizing of drug by the pharmacokinetic model. So this model simply interpolate the experimental data and allow it into the empirical formula to estimate the drug concentration with the time. So in that compartment, we can see that to further classify the central compartment and peripheral compartment. So based on their perfusion rate, so central compartment, it is considered as a highly perfused organ or tissue, where the highly amount of blood that reach to that particular organ or tissue, so that go for the rapid equilibrium with the rapidly distributed drug, that particular tissue or organs. Peripheral compartment, it is poorly perfused organ where the blood flow is slow or less. So there slow equilibrium process are there, less amount of drug that we have to find out in that peripheral part. So in central compartment, the highly perfused tissue organs are the like heart, kidney, lungs, liver, like that. Poorly perfused organ or tissue in that fat, skeletal muscles, bones, like that we have to consider into that part. So in that compartment model, further terminologies are there: one compartment, multiple compartment, like two compartment, three compartment are there. So one compartment means total body we can assume as a one compartment and two compartment. So one is central and second one peripheral. We can see that the highly perfused organ we have to consider as a central compartment, and poorly perfused other than central, that is go for the peripheral compartment are there. So what are the advantages of that compartment modeling? So that is we can gives the simple and flexible approach, and it is widely used for the expressing the pharmacokinetic process. It gives a visual representation of various rate process. So we have to using that compartment model. So it gives the visual represent of all the process like distribution, the absorptions, excretion, like that. So they involve the drug disposition process with the visual representation. It is useful in predicting the drug concentration time profile in both normal and pathological conditions. It is useful in relating plasma drug level in therapeutic as well as toxic effect in the body. Its simplicity allows easy to tabulate the volume of distribution, half-life, clearance, like that pharmacokinetic parameter. What are the disadvantages of that compartment model? So the compartment and parameter have no relationships with the physiological function or the real anatomy physiological structure base of the species. Models may vary with the population pharmacokinetic profiles. This approach is limited to specific drug only. Very difficult. Generally we go to differentiate, interpret the difference between the result from human and animal experiment. We have to require the specific knowledge and experts, the experience for the exponential form based equations, the mathematical parts. So model is based on curve fitting of plasma concentration with complex multi-exponential mathematical equation that we have to handle it. We have to fit the specific model for specific process. We have to find out that equation base. So in that compartment model, two types are there: mammillary model and quaternary model. So mammillary and quaternary, so that depend on their arrangement of that compartment. So depending upon whether the compartments are arranged in parallel or like in a series, so that two categories that go for the divided, the mammillary and quaternary. So mammillary model most common, the compartment model most widely used for the pharmacokinetic parts. So it consists of one or more peripheral compartment that connected to the central compartment in a manner similar to the connections of satellite to a planet. So they are joined parallel to the central compartment. Central compartment comprise, we have to already see the highly perfused organ tissues like lungs, liver, kidney, like that, which rapidly equilibrate with the drug. Drug distributions are higher. In peripheral compartment or tissue compartments, low perfusion rate, so they slow equilibrate, less amount of drug that reach to the organs. So distribution of drug to those compartments is through the blood, and the movement of drug can be explained by the first order kinetics. So here the diagram that represents the mammillary model type of compartment model. So in that model 1, the one compartment open model. So one compartment means total body we can assume as a one compartment, no central or peripheral. Open means the drug rate in that go for the rate out, elimination from the body. So that with the one compartment open model, IV administrations are there. So directly reach to the body and then it eliminate from the body. If one compartment open model, extravascular are there. So initially the rate of absorption process are there, reach to the body, and the elimination phase are there. Similar, like if two compartments are there, so one is the central and second one is the peripheral. So drug reach to the initially central compartment after the absorption process, and then it go for the reversible transfer from central to peripheral, and from that possibilities are there, the eliminations from the central compartment or central and peripheral both. Second one, that is quaternary model. So here the compartments are joined to one another in a series like compartment, like in a train, the train compartments like that. So it is rarely used because it is not observed that anatomically or physiological various organs are directly linked to the blood compartment. So here from the diagrammatic we can see that the first is the central compartment, so that is absorption process K01. From that the eliminations are there from the central compartment. So from that one that go for the second, the peripheral compartment, and from peripheral to the further third, the peripheral compartment. So central compartment not directly contact with both the peripheral compartment, so it is like a series like compartments. The next one, that is physiological model. So it is also known as a physiological based pharmacokinetic models. So they are drawn on the basis of non anatomic and physiological data, and thus they present a more realistic pictures as compared to compartment models. So drug disposition in various organ and the tissue, it is dependent on their organ size, their volume, their partition coefficient, like that. So it is more realistic as compared to the compartment model. So the physiological models further categorized into two types, based on the blood flow rate limited models and membrane permeation rate limited models are there. So widely most popular or most commonly used, that is blood flow rate limited models. So based on their assumption, the drug movement within the body region is much more rapid than its rate of delivery to that regions by perfusing blood. So it is also known as a perfusion rate limited. The assumption is however applicable only to highly membrane permeable drugs, low molecular weight, poorly ionized and highly lipophilic base drugs are there. Membrane permeation rate limited models are more complex and applicable to only highly polar, ionized and charged drugs. So in which case the cell membrane acts as a barrier for the drug that gradually permeate by the diffusion process. So also called as a diffusion limited models are there. What are the advantages that we have to compare with compartment models? So it is very simple, straightforward mathematical treatments, does not require any data fittings like similar in exponential form in compartment models. This model is able to provide accurate description of drug concentration and time profile in any organ or tissue. Data obtained from many test animals can be extrapolated or compared with the human also. The disadvantages of that physiological model, that is very exhaustive process are there. The model is obtaining experimental data only. The third one, the non-compartmental analysis and model independent models, that also we can call. So the non-compartment analysis, also called as a model independent, so that we have to not require any specific or compartment model like assumptions of that. We have to not require that exponential form, that data. It is based on their simple statistical movement theory, which involves the collection of experimental data following the single dose of study. We have to use the simple mathematical equations for that. So for the non-compartment approach or analysis, the equation is MRT is equal to AUMC upon AUC. So here the MRT represent the mean residence time, AUMC and AUC the area under the curve for first moment curve and the zero moment curve. So that AUC and AUMC, that we have to find out by the trapezoidal method, the area under the curve process. So we have to require the trapezoidal method. MRT defined as the average amount of time that is spent by the drug in the body before the drug going for the elimination. So that is MRT. The advantages of that non-compartmental model, so it is not essential to know the detailed knowledge of drug disposition characteristics. Pharmacokinetic parameters can be evaluated easy by using simple algebraic equations, simple mathematical equations. We can find out or calculate the kinetic parameters. It is possible to apply the same mathematical treatment to any drug or any metabolite that provide that only for. So that is criteria required. The first order kinetics they have to follow. Disadvantages. So non-compartment analysis, that is, provide the limited information regarding the plasma drug concentration time profile. So this method does not educate treat the non-linear case or non-linear kinetics. At times we have to not apply that non-compartmental analysis. So these are the basic introduction of pharmacokinetics. What is pharmacokinetics, their terminology, and the pharmacokinetic model. Thank you.